Oh no, Dad came back again.
Whoops. Is it recording?
Yeah, I think it's probably recorded.
I just flashed it in my face.
That's alright, I'll cut that part out.
Good.
Welcome out to the shop. My name is Mark. This is the Malarkey Taylor channel. It's been a minute. As you can see, truck's in the shop today, but not because it needs work, but because it's 0.00 degrees outside and cold. And this is the best way to keep this thing warm and out of the snow. And I like snow, but I don't like taking it off the truck, so I made room. We put it in there. We've had a couple of big snowstorms here in the Northeast, and it has just been cozy. And I've taken it out one time. Actually, my wife took it out one time and got it all salty, but I'm not salty about that. Maybe a little bit. Anyway, I got to pull this guy out. My dad's coming over. We're going to address a broken brake line on his Jeep. And then after that, I'm going to try to help Harlan, my son, with a 3D printing project that he's been working on. He made these little grid board things, and he spent days printing them, and we are going to try to mount them to something and put them on the wall so that he can use them. We'll get to that a little bit later, but for now, let's get this truck out of here. Wake up! It's time to go. Gotta make room. Lazy bum. If you want to know just how cold it has been here in the Northeast, this shop I built about 10 years ago, and we have never had this problem. But it has been below 20 degrees for 2 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And this is the first time this has ever happened. The pad on the outside has frost heaved and lifted off the ground. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but that's about a ½ inch higher on that side, which is not ideal. So it's actually getting to the point where it's going to hit the building in this little corner here and possibly start to push and oil can some of my trim. Not fun. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Who knows? But the heating system is working. Probably a little bit of overtime. Interior temperature is 50 degrees. Pad temperature is 62 degrees. And it is a nice, comfortable 50 degrees in here easily. So when we get this Jeep in, he's on his way right now. He'll be here shortly. Hopefully he makes it because he doesn't have brakes. Okay, while I wait for my dad to show up, I think I'm going to cut this board down to size. And the more that I think about it, I think I'm going to make it into 2 videos. So you'll have to come back later in another week or so. That video will come out after the Jeep video. And you can see what I'm working on there. That was a 3D printing project with my son. But I'm gonna start working on this while I'm waiting for him to show up. And then if you want to see that part of it, look for that video coming out probably about a week after this one. So I'm gonna do that. He'll be here any minute. We'll go from there. Dad just pulled up. We're gonna get his rig in here and start working on it.
What? Drive in or back in?
Which side is it?
This is my side.
Back it in.
Okay. Sorry it took me so long. You never saw old man put a tire on the back before. I don't think I haven't done it in a long time. I was trying to get that tire on.
Is it on, or did it fall off on you?
No, I got it on. If I had it jacked up, I couldn't get the lugs off. I mean, I couldn't line it up.
Yeah.
And then, where's your jack? Okay. You got a couple jack stands?
Yeah, I think they're out of the...
How high you want to go, maybe higher. No, you don't gotta take it off. See it. Do you want me to take it off? Yeah, I'll take it off.
Oh, I see. That's where the rubber is up there. But you have a junction there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a junction. You can see it when the tire's off. Well, I almost came right on Route 10 off of that that Shiloh Road or whatever it is, Chestnut Hill.
Yeah.
Forgot it. Forgot I didn't have brakes. And I was coming up there and I went, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was gearing down like.
Well, you also had ice on the road there, so.
Yeah, I did have a little bit there, yeah.
So you think it's the top one or the bottom one? Hold on.
You can tell here if I take this tire off.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. You know what? You are gonna need to take that tire off. Because this whole section back here is all rotted, and you can't tie into that.
Yeah, the back section looked bad, but the front section didn't look too bad. Why in the world can't I thought I had it in gear.
No, that's all right. The other side's spinning. You can.
What's that?
It's differential, so the other side's spinning.
Well, why didn't I put another one that was jacked up? Oh, I
Probably
didn't.
had your parking brake on?
I don't use a parking brake. I had it on. Here. I got it.
I'll take it off.
It's that back one right there.
This one back here. Right in here is where the leak is. You can see probably right there where it's all covered in salt and stuff now, but that bottom line is leaking right at that clip, and he lost the rear brakes, so we've got to replace this bottom line right here. It is clean up there, so we can cut it up there, flare it, and then put a junction in. And then it looks like it has happened before because there's a junction there. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get that junction apart, and then we got to get a stretch of wire or hose tube, brake line. There it is, brake line that goes from here to somewhere in there. And then once we have that bent to the right length and flared on either end, then we'll cut the old one out and put the new one in, and we'll have to cut it at the spot where the new one joins. So first things first, we got to get this junction apart to know whether or not we have to flare it here or go all the way up, and then we'll get the new piece and start bending it. Okay, we got this piece out of that union there. Came out pretty clean. So we're going to take this new line, which is already flared on either end. We're going to add bends to it, and then we're going to put this end on the line that's up in the Jeep, and then we'll use this union to join it back in up there. So next thing I got to do is I got to bend that line so that it fits in there and goes over and get it in place so we know where to cut the old one. I think I'm going to cut it a little long so I can get the old one out and bend this one, and then I'll put it back together and recut it when it's closer. I think. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. That should get us in the ballpark, I think.
So you're going to try to stick that in and actually hook it up?
And then we're going to try to get it in there and make sure that it fits in all the spots, and then try to get this side in
Okay.
before we cut the other side.
Or you can cut this and get that line all run up in there.
Because this is the hardest part, and then this part right here, we just got to fish over that spot.
So you got to fish it over there first, though, don't you?
Yeah.
You threw it through everywhere else?
Yep. Pretty much everywhere I need to be now. Oh, we got plenty of extra here.
And you could just loop it or something too, couldn't you, out back down in there? If you're too long?
No, there's no reason to do that. We got a good spot to work on it here, and as long as it doesn't kink when we flare it, we should be good.
How much that line cost, Mark?
I don't know. You bought it.
What's that?
I said I don't know. You bought it.
I didn't buy it.
Yeah, you did.
For what?
This last time we had to do a brake line in it. You bought like 3 of them and brought them in, so you'll need these. I said okay.
Well, will $20 be enough to put towards your tool bin today, or that's all I got on my being right now?
Plenty.
I just want to at least make your supplies last.
Okay.
Where do you put it, Mark? That's
The top drawer there. Top right drawer of the red toolbox.
yeah. All I gotta do is find it. Oh, there it is. With the square and stuff?
Yep.
All right, there's a 20 in there. It's not much.
Thank you. You know, I keep like every time I do this, I tell myself I'm gonna buy a good brake tool, and then I remember I don't really like doing it,
Yeah.
so I don't want a good brake tool
Yeah.
because then I'll feel like I can't pay someone else to do it,
Yeah.
and so it's better for me to have a piece of junk tool.
So you only have to do dads.
So then I don't even do my own. I just do dads.
Well, if this was something else, I'd take it over. This thing's blinking. Does that mean the battery's low?
What's that?
This light.
Yeah, the battery's probably low.
All right.
Flashlight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even this, I thought I can do this.
Yeah.
But then when you offered, I thought, boy, it's so much warmer over here. And I actually was going to try to do it. If you know, I mean, I didn't want you to have to do it.
Yeah.
But then you started doing it, and I thought, well, it's a lot easier to let you do it.
It's okay. This is
I do appreciate it, Mark.
I know. This is about the most frustrating process under here.
What, that?
Yeah.
Is it going to work, you think?
Well, maybe I just pushed it out. It slid out when I tried to do the first bubble. I don't know. Did I do the wrong side? I did the wrong side.
What do you mean the wrong side?
One of them has a flare in it, the other one doesn't. I did the wrong side.
Did you put the nut on?
I got the nut on.
Yeah, I've done it without the nut on before.
Yep, me too. Those are the best days. And you got to cut them back off again. Come on, get in there. And stay. And you run this. Oh no, you got to run this other guy down first. Oh, and the washer's in the wrong spot. Ah! There we go. Let's try this. How's that?
I got an air compressor over there.
Yeah?
I took mine up to Nathan, so Ben had this old one over there. Really nice, big one.
Yeah.
It's got a motor and a pump on it, you know, with a belt.
Yeah.
And so when you turn it on, it's just sort of a. I was gonna get it going and see I was gonna actually take the motor off to see if it's the motor or the thing, and maybe, I haven't really read it yet, maybe it's a 20 amps and I'm adding on a 15 amp breaker, I don't know, you know?
Well, that's possible.
I really would like to get that one running because it's so much quieter than mine. Really old.
Yeah.
Mine goes.
Well, if you want, I have a motor in the basement for that.
Well,
Actually, I have a motor and a pump.
what, compressor?
Yeah. I have two of them.
You have two compressors over here?
I have two more compressors. I got the one that I'm using. I got the one in the basement that I used to use, and then I got another one in the basement that I used to use before I used to use that one. And then I actually have another one that's for the
Are
air
they
gun.
set up with a tank and everything?
One of them set up with a tank. One of them doesn't have a tank, but I have a tank. It's just not attached to it. And then, well, yeah, two of them are set up with a full tank and everything.
Well, before I go out and buy one, then I thought I should try to test one. I gotta put a new cord on it, because the cord is shot.
Like electrical cord?
Yeah. I gotta sort of.
That's about as much overkill as you can think of for that robot.
Yeah, but it's being a trailer for that.
You guys okay? You're gonna be all right? Okay. Well, you're all messed up now. I just knocked the camera over.
Oh, you didn't take a picture?
Okay. Well, let's try that and see if that's tight. Okay.
The heat just kicked on. Did you hear it?
No, I didn't hear it.
That's the heat. It tick click.
Oh, I did hear the click, but I didn't know what it was. That wire, can you stick that wire thing in that thing holder?
Let's see what's right here.
Yeah, that was.
All right, so let's see if we can get the bleeder to crack.
Do you have to bleed both sides or just one?
Both. Supposed to anyway. Should. Ooh, that's gross. I'm gonna need a shower after this.
Yeah, you dipped your hair in the salt water.
Well, I guess you could say things kind of escalated a little bit. We got the new line back in place and then proceeded to break off the bleeder on the master or on the wheel cylinder. And then when I was investigating that, we bled the other side, and then this line that goes out to the wheel cylinder broke. So we decided we're going to replace that wheel cylinder, we're going to replace that other line, and then we can bleed all of them and be in good shape. Because we were thinking about maybe leaving that broken bleeder in place, but I went to check it to see if it was leaking, and I was like, it's not leaking, but there's brake fluid all over the place. And it turns out that it was the line right below it. I must have hit it with the wrench when I broke it off, or it was already leaking. It may have already been leaking. Either way, we've got what we need, and we're going to go to the store now and get a new wheel cylinder and another length of line so that we don't have to make one. Well, we will have to make it, but if they have the one that's the right length, we can just bend it and not have to put flares on it, because that flare tool is not that great. But anyway, here we go. We'll be back. All right, we're back. We have a new line to go from here to there. That's probably good right like that. And we have a new wheel cylinder. And what we have to do now is we have to bend this guy to go down in through here and over to that. Somebody threw the old one, the template, out at the store. So it's okay, we'll wing it. These are pretty easy to bend, and it's not that technical. It's just got to go around this bump stop, and so we'll just have it go down here, over, up, and then back into there, and that'll be good. Okay, new wheel cylinder is in, new brake line's on. And we have a new wheel cylinder, and what we have to do now is we have to bend this guy to go down in through here and over to that. Somebody threw the old one, the template, out at the store. So it's okay, we'll wing it. These are pretty easy to bend, and it's not that technical. It's just got to go around this bump stop, and so we'll just have it go down here, over, up, and then back into there, and that'll be good. Okay, new wheel cylinder is in, new brake line's on. We bled the brakes. Everything seems to be working. So we're gonna put the tires back on, top off the brake fluid, and we should be back in business. We may have knocked the wheel weight off of his wheels, so he might have a little bit of a bouncy ride. Shh. Don't tell him I said that. Sorry, Pop. I didn't see it. Don't know what happened. Well, that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for stopping out here.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I didn't ask you. Okay, let's try that again. That's it for tonight. Thanks for stopping out to the shop. If you like this sort of thing, hit the like and subscribe button. If you don't, well, thanks for having you. I don't know why you stuck to the end of it, but whatever. Anywho, we'll see you on the next one.